Have lofts on golf clubs gone mad? What club are we even hitting anymore when it says 7 on the bottom? What does that actually mean? And what difference does it make to your game and in turn your golf bag? Let's break it down. So if we take something like a classic Mizuno blade here compared to my Strixon ZXi R iron, the lofts are very different. They say 7 iron on the bottom, but you've got the loft of 34 degrees on the Mizuno and 28.5 on my Strixon Game Improvement. And there's the big difference. One's called Game Improvement, one is more of a player's iron. So all these brands do this. Mizuno have a stronger lofted one to a weaker one, so does Strixon, Titleist, Callaway, so on and so forth. So why have lofts become so strong? Well, as technologies have changed through the years, they're able to put weight in different places of irons nowadays, pack them down maybe near the bottom. The use of tungsten weight and bars in the bottom and springier faces is allowing them to get the peak height that they desire and would get from nearly any other golf club, but at the same time get higher launches and faster ball speeds off that face. So you're able to get the peak height and descent angle that you might get on other lofted irons. But people who are lacking a little bit of speed might still be able to get some juice out of their stronger irons. And then they can claim that they're hitting a 7 even when their playing partner is hitting a very different 7. Leads us on to the next point. Lots of people are fitted now with launch monitors where distance will be one of the big factors, one of the big things that's selling the irons. An iron that goes further is generally going to sell better to someone who wants a bit of distance and doesn't want to improve themselves. So lofts getting stronger is a little bit of a customer demand and certainly a little bit of design technology changing, giving the manufacturer more options to push ball flight through launch, speed, peak heights, and then play with the lofts. Now the issues can occur in your golf bag if you strengthen your lofts is that you can end up with gaps at either end of your set, because if you imagine if you strengthen all the lofts, what happens if you've got to get to your 56-degree sand wedge loft? Well, you've strengthened all the other clubs, so there's now a big gap between the pitching wedge and the standard sand wedge that you're carrying. So this is where you might look at towards getting gap wedges, things to plug that hole. And then at the other end, you might find that you kind of stop at a 7 iron or a 6 iron where you used to go to a 5 iron or a 4 iron and then start moving into your hybrids. Because remember, these are stronger lofted, they're going further. They're kind of, all your irons are catching up the top end of your bag. So that might need adjusting, but at the same time, the bottom end might need looking at as well. So when it comes to making sure your bag is right for you, the best thing to do is make sure the lofts are fitted for you. And also when it comes to asking what other people are hitting nowadays, it kind of doesn't mean anything anymore because you're all using such different lofts. So don't be afraid if someone's hitting a 7 iron and you're hitting a 5 or 6 iron and you think you used to be the same distance as them, because they might just be using stronger lofts now. If they're not, then you're going to need to start striking the ball and get a little bit faster. Or go stronger lofts yourself. So at the end of the day, all I think that happens is golfers now have more options. That can be a good thing or a bad thing, you decide. But for giving golfers more options to gain distance through loft or staying true and gain it through their own abilities, I think is just making golf a little bit easier for very different arrays of golfers. Thanks for watching and I hope you found that helpful. Remember to head over to the website to find the following perks. We offer free UK standard delivery for life. We offer loyalty points on every purchase and free access to the Golf Academy here at the Golf Shop Online.